Hi everyone, welcome back to the best moves in Go history. I'm Ryan, and today I am joined by Mok Jin-seok, 9 professional. Mo 老师, welcome back.
Hello Ryan, good to see you again.
Good to see you too, and thank you everyone for joining us today. And today is a very special episode, I think, because Mo 老师, you're going to share with us some of your personal experiences in these really intense games.
Yes, today I'd like to show you my own matches against Sedol, a most famous player in the planet, I guess, and we've played each other, many times, 49 times I checked, and I won 18 times and he won 31 times.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah, many times. And then today I'd like to show you one of fun match and intense match between me and him. And every time we play, it's going to be a, big fight.
That's really exciting to see. And I think the win, actually, it sounds not very good. But keep in mind, it's against Sedol, probably the dominant player in the world for at least 10 years, I would say. So I think that's very impressive.
Not that bad, huh?
Yeah, it's very impressive, I think. And as you say, the fight whenever you play against each other is very interesting.
So yeah, because obviously he's a good one of best fighter in this game, and I myself also like to fight in middle game. So every time we play, there's gonna be a intense fight.
Yeah. No
matter win or lose. So I'd rather play against Lee Sedol than Lee Chang-ho, because every time I play against Lee Chang-ho, I feel like something isn't right. I want to fight, but he never fights. So, yeah, I feel some I had a hard time playing against Lee Chang-ho.
That's very interesting. And it seems like Lee Chang-ho just has one of those styles where many people just don't like to play him.
Yes, because he's so good at compromising and play close game, and he's so good at end game, so it makes it difficult to play against him.
Do you think it's accurate to say Lee Chang-ho has one of the best judgments of any player?
Right. He's good at end game, of course, and judgment, and he's so calm, and you can read any emotions, what he's thinking. So he's calm and he doesn't change his move and face. So it's really hard to play.
I think all great players have their scary side. And Lee Sedol has a scary side too, right? We actually mentioned his name in both of our previous videos. What is really scary about Lee Sedol?
He first of all, of course, his skill itself, technique itself is tremendous, and I think how do I say, when he's behind is most scary time to your opponent, because he keep trying to find your weakness and try to come back until the end. So he never gives up, and he play with your mind.
Right, the psychological aspect, which we've been talking about.
So sometimes he'll play, some moves we don't understand. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking, what is this move? And just ruin your, thinking.
Your thinking process. Right. It interrupts your thoughts and kind of makes you wonder and stop thinking your own way. That's very interesting. Yes. Do you think you've had a rivalry with him?
Me?
Yeah.
No, not really. He's way above of my level. So I think Well, when we were younger, I mean, teenager or early in our early 20s, I think we were both of us were, I mean, up and coming young players. But after some time, he's way, way above
Oh,
my level. So
oh,
I was kind of challenge him and try to win um, as much as possible. But he had, you know, much better result than I had. So I cannot call that rivalry.
oh. Well,
So yeah,
so
let's right jump into first game.
so this game was the from the 52nd Kutsu Cup, which was the should I say player of the country
Yes,
in Korea?
that means in Korean that means players of country. So that means strongest go player in country, and that Kuksu is most traditional and most valuable competition. Every Korean players want to win this tournament, but unfortunately, it stopped a few years ago. So
Oh.
yeah, we hope someday it'll start again. But anyway, this was one of not one of maybe most valuable tournament, domestic tournament.
Hmm. And this was the
So
game. This was game three, and
yes, it was final, and he was holding this title
mm,
because he won previous year. He was waiting in the final, and I
mm,
was challenger or
mm.
contender.
So Lee Sedol won the whole competition last year, and then the
Right,
rule in the
right.
rules he will sit and wait for the next challenger who has to go
Yes.
through another whole competition, winning against all the top players in the country in order to challenge the title holder from the previous year.
hmm So it was best 3 out of 5, and I lost previous 2 matches. So it was 2-0, 2-0.
Oh,
So if I lose, if I lost this game, it'll be finished. So
so you are really on the limb here. But I think
right,
at this point of the game, it looks like you White is ahead, right?
right. I
In this
played with white, and Lisa played with black. So there was already intense fight in the upper right corner and side, both side of.
hmm
And yeah, until this point I was leading, um, and I'm trying to attack this group in left side and upper side. So I have very good position. I had a good position, and I thought, there's high possibility to win this game. But problem was I was in Byoyomi already. Time
time
so
pressure.
I had to play uh, one move, every move within 1 minute. And then he suddenly played this one, which means I thought he was trying to make make a base
Mm.
group.
So right now, the two black groups are under attack by White.
Right.
So we have this group on the top here that's not alive yet. But then we also have Black's group on the left, which is also completely surrounded by White. And White's move right there was actually threatening to
Right.
attack the left group, but also connecting itself and to also threaten the right group. And I think when we think about dealing with weak groups, whenever you have two weak groups, that's when we say it's you almost surely will get captured, right?
Yeah. So at this point, I was attacking two groups. So I thought, oh, it's very enjoyable, maybe. But when he played this move, I thought he was trying to settle down and make a living in the left side. So I was thinking I thought he was trying to make an eye because here this one is centered, so it's easier to Black to make an eye.
So now we have A14 being Sente. Ah, right.
Right. And he played something I totally didn't expect it. He first cut this one, and I of course captured this one, cut it Sente.
Mm.
And at this time, he played this, which wasn't in my head at all. So, I was attacking this both Black's group, and he said he's gonna kill these 4 stones. And I was in Byoyomi, and I couldn't find a good way to save this 4 stone. I mean, I found this 4 stone is already dead. I was attacking a few minutes ago, attacking 2 groups, but now the 4 stones are very key stones here.
Right.
And it's going to be die. So I was kind of panicked because I lost second match, which is previous game. This way, I mean, I was leading, and if I played one right move, and he was going to resign, and I made some simple mistakes, and turned out I lost that match.
Oh, those are the most painful ways to lose.
It was so painful, and it happened again, and I thought, oh my God, it'll happen again. So,
but you were able to find something.
Yes, I thought there's no way to save these 4 stones. Instead, I found another way, which was fortunate because at the time I didn't have enough time, so I just thought, okay, let's go for it. I tried to escape, but luckily it doesn't work because these white stones, cannot escape. Luckily,
looks kind of like a really it looks like a very loose net, but somehow there's no way for white to break through.
Right, that was a problem. So I played this Atari and connect this one, and it became 7 stones. These 7 stones already dead. And
the 7 stones right here.
Yeah, no way to escape. But fortunately, I found this coal. I could make this coal and try to kill this whole huge group, Black's group. So it means I made a coal. If Black connects here, I could just keep Atari. And
right,
since this is false side when white connect here, so it's cool.
So this whole dragon will depend on this code. I think that's amazing because I mean, if I was there in Byoyomi and Lisadol played just the most surprising Tsuji to capture the vital stones, I mean, I think most people would just panic. And
yeah, I did.
It's also amazing that while breaking through, White was able to find this code, which seems just to work out because in order to capture the group, Black has many weaknesses, and all of those would then turn into co-threats for White.
Right. So it was lucky I could found this code, and in actual game, the code started, and luckily I had this co-threat, and in actual game he played this to reduce the liberty, but if he plays here, I could escape this group again. Because after I play this, it can still cut, but capture is Sente and Atari is Sente. So I could live inside and I could kill this Black's group left side.
So I think we can see now, like this completely demonstrates how important these stones are. Because when these
Right.
stones live, everything on the upper left corner is all dead, all white's territory.
Right. So there was keystones, of course, and he played this to reduce liberty. And there was only move, but because he played here, I had many co-threats. So let's see. I captured this one, and he played this. I started to play co-threat, use co-threat. You know, it's leather, but leather is not good for white. But I can play. I can use it as a co-threat because the co in upper right corner is so huge. There's nothing compared to, this.
Right. Normally, we would be reluctant to use co-threats like these that lose points. But since pretty much if white wins the co, white will definitely win the game because the co is just so big.
So I play this and play co. So you have to pay attention because it's easier just Atari it and play continue the co. But after, if I play some smaller co threat, let's say, for example, this one, black might capture, and next move, black still can capture this, whole stones, So I had to pay attention. I had to take care. I played this instead of carry. That means even if black wins the call, there's no way to capture this white stone next move. So I kept play this, and this one is also co-threat because if I ignore the white's group will be danger because it can get rid of this eye in center and barricade from outside. So I had to answer it, and I have many co-threats.
Right.
And at this point, he played this one first, and it's because there were many co-threats here. I mean, 1, 2, maybe 3 or 5, 3, 4, 5. You can find 5 co-threats. But he played this one first because if he had played this one first, this and 5 co-threat first, of course I had enough co-threat. And then if he played this co-threat later, I can decide if I had enough co-threat, I can ignore. If I don't have enough co-threat, I can just connect here and try to make a living. I mean, take care of this white's group. It's kind of how do I say, complicated, but anyway, he found this co-threat first, and then I had to decide whether answer it or ignore it. In actual game, I ignored his co-threat, but actually I could answer this and just keep playing, play this co with this co-threat, and I mean until the end. And I reviewed this game after with AI, and AI said I could answer and just keep play co with this co-threat until the end. And it's only one co-threat different. So I have one more co-threat than black.
Wow.
But
even with the ladder and all of the moves following, there was only one co-thread.
Yeah, it would have
Oh.
been, interesting or great if I win this coup with coal leather coal thread. But at that time, I couldn't read all this variation. I couldn't read who has more coal thread. So
Mhm.
in actual game, um, yeah, when he played this, I ignored, and there's another story,
Hmm.
and that means black has only one eye here. This is false eye. This is false eye,
Mhm.
and white has only one eye too.
Mhm.
So white has to uh, try to make another eye.
Mhm.
So I tried to make another eye, and the problem for black was um, you're not only try to kill this group because obviously if you let's say if you cut here, maybe you can kill this group, white's group, which is huge, but I can Atari here and Atari from this side again.
Oh, that
And
the
it's
ladder will work.
yes,
Very
leather will
cool.
work because of this stone.
Oh, that's cool.
So if I capture this black stone in the center, that means the left side is in danger and the black
Right.
upper side is in danger.
Right.
Even uh, in center,
Yeah, even in
Blackstone
the
is in
center it
danger.
might get captured. So these are still heavier than the whole everything that's going on in the top right. These
Right.
black stones here.
So Black has to be very careful about that.
Hmm.
He cannot just cut or
Hmm.
play a strong move. So he played this, and at the time I think um, I knew there was a way to either leave, I mean make a leave
Hmm.
this group or capture these keystones. So I knew
Oh.
at the time I knew I got this game. I won this game. I'm gonna win this
Oh.
game because it's not a difficult
Could you show
sequence.
us some of the variations that are involved in this part?
Mhm. Because it's kind of instinct maybe. You know,
Oh.
um, not a 100% instinct, but if you see these six black stone, no matter what happens, if black cannot let them die,
Hmm.
and I could use this situation to save this group. So I knew that there's no way to black to kill this group and save these stones
Oh
at the same
yeah, that
time.
right. When you put it that way, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so I played this and played here. So um, in the actual game, black played here, which is try to you know reduce my one eye. But what if black plays here? And then I just forget about center situation. I just Atari. All I have to do is just make second eye.
Mm.
So if he play here, I could just go
Hmm.
out Atari and this one, and I
Oh.
can either connect or uh, kill this black.
Hmm.
So there's no problem with the white's group.
Hmm.
So he played here to reduce my second eye, and I played Atari. It looks a little bit confusing, but and I played this one, which was the last move of this game. He resigned after I played this one because these five stones so important. So if he played this, I could just capture these 4 stones and leave. Or if he plays this one, and it's interesting one, fun. I play this
Oh,
and double Atari.
that's really cool.
So he captured this one, and I captured this one,
Oh,
and something like this. Even though black can capture this huge white's group
hmm
in right side, but I could kill both
oh,
black's group left side and top on the top. So that explains how important the black stone was, and how important the white stone was.
Mm.
So at this point he resigned, but it was really intense game, and especially when he played first move to try to kill my 4 stone for keystone. I was kind of panicked at the time, but I could control myself to not too panic about that, and luckily I was able to win this game. So yeah, it was one of the memorable match.
It's
Played.
very, very interesting. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. And I think that when you said like at that time you were panicking, and also that it's really amazing that when you started the ko, it still looked all uncertain, and all the way up to the fight in the middle when Black was trying to prevent White from making the eye, and Black was trying to kill. That it wasn't 100% sure for you, but somehow you knew in the back of your head that you had this instinct that there were so many forcing moves with the laddered group in the middle,
Right.
and that you were just definitely going to be able to deal with this group. I think that was really interesting. So when I was looking at the end of the game, when you sent me the game here, I was looking at a very stupid variation where Black actually plays the Atari, but then I was like, if Black Atari here, well, maybe I could play it.
Okay.
So I was looking at if White connects, that doesn't work. And then it took me a while to realize, then obviously White doesn't have to connect there. So I think it's definitely like, even when I look at the game record itself, it looks really complicated. So you can imagine how the players would feel during the game. It's just, especially such an important match, a national title like that.
So, but we sometimes make very, very, I call stupid mistake because especially when you're not how do I say, in your 100%, or when you're too focused on the game. If you're too focused about reading, for example, one variation, and you're on 100% concentrate on certain variation, and you forget about other things.
Right.
And it happens quite often.
Yeah, and I think that's it right here, because I was looking just in the middle, but I didn't see the double Atari there. Right. So after winning this game, it was 2-1.
Yes.
Now, did you win the match?
No, I lost in the fourth game. So he won by 3-1, and he defended his title. Yes.
But I think if I was sitting there after a game with Lee Sedol and the board looks like this, I would be so satisfied.
Yeah. The feeling is so nice, especially you, play against stronger player than you are, and able to.
But that's just for me. I wonder how you felt after the match. you were also very high up in Korea. Of course, you were in the final of the national title, right? Did you feel anything after the loss?
After the loss.
After the 5 games were over, or the 4 games in this case.
Yeah, of course, it's how do I say, sad. I wouldn't say sad, but maybe disappointed.
Oh.
And when I was younger and when I was teenager or in my early 20s, I mean it goes longer. I mean the scar in my mind or the disappointment stayed longer. And in 2004 I entered final of LG Cup World Championship and played against Lee Chang-ho.
Oh yeah, that
game,
one.
And I lost 3 games in a row, and I lost 3-1 in LG Cup, which is one of the biggest tournaments in the world. And it was, I was 24 years old, and it was my first time entered such a big stage. And after loss to Lee Chang-ho, I ruined whole year. I mean, my result that year was terrible.
Oh.
Because of the disappointment, and I was so, how do I say, sad that I couldn't, not just because I lost, but the way I played. I was so, how do I say, I wasn't as aggressive as I usually am. But during the whole series, I couldn't play my style, my game. So that made me upset about myself, and I almost ruined the whole year. So, but after I, how do I say, as I grow up or grow old, after I turned 30 and as I grow old, I mean, I could control my mind better, and just whenever I played big match, I could keep calm and just focus on the game. And even after losing in the final, lost in the final, I could control myself, my emotion better.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, I mean, I think that's the process you become.
That's. Yeah.
Player,
yeah. I guess it's accumulated experience, but also that stage is just really difficult. I mean, of like I don't have that much experience going into international competitions, but I've been to a few, and it's just I can just tell everyone who is watching this that it is so different. I'm playing a game that's like in such an important setting versus just an everyday game. It's just everything is different, and you just have to have so high mental strength to really stay completely calm. Just play. If anyone can play like a regular game, I think they would just win. It's just so difficult to do that.
It's so difficult to keep calm and play your game. It's easier said than done.
Right.
I mean, play your game is, obviously, it's easier to set, but it's really hard to do when you actually play in a high, important matches.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Lee Chang-ho does his best. He plays his game every time, no matter how important the match is.
And I think with all the top professionals who established the dominance, they seem to be all have this aura, as you said earlier, that like they have some magic. Like when they sit down, like you can feel that that you're being affected already.
Yes, I last time I told you I felt twice.
Oh yeah, with 2 people.
Career, one to Cho Chi-kun and one to Lee Sedol.
Right. Well, that's super interesting, and I would definitely be really interested to see more of your games because I mean, from a perspective outside the Go board, also, I think it's super interesting to learn all these different things that are going on. So that makes it really interesting. Well, that was a very interesting and complicated game. Thank you so much, Mo Lao Shi, for sharing not only the reading part of the fight, but also your own experiences as you were right there in the match. Do suggest your own games because we would love to hear which games you'd like us to analyze and which best moves that you'd like to see in the next video. So do suggest in the comments. You can leave a link to the SGF or just tell us the name of the players. So with that, this is going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed the video. Smash that like button, and we will see you in the next one.